So we're gonna start with a bit of a challenge this morning. This should be interesting. The whole entrance is frozen here. We're gonna try to make it work though. We've gone through some ice before. I don't know how thick this is gonna be, but I think we'll be able to make it. Once I can get in and get out a little bit, once I can get the motor down, I should be able to push through do some ice breaking. I've done it before, we can do it again. I've been coming out twice a week, trying to catch bass, all so I can train for the upcoming bass fishing tournaments. Not gonna lie, I've only caught one bass in the last 15, 16 trips I've been out. And it's been tough going. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Today, I'm finally gonna resort to everyone's #1 go-to confidence lure that always catches bass. Only problem is I hate it more than any other combo setup I've ever used before. I've tried it a few times, never caught anything. I don't like the way it casts. I don't like the way you retrieve it. I hate everything about it. But it's time to learn, because if I'm gonna become a professional bass angler, this is definitely a lure that I need to have down. We are gonna be throwing the drop shot. I got a, there's a couple ways that you can rig this up. You can hang a worm on there, you can do wacky, you can do Texas style, or you can put one of these little, that's a minnow style bait. And then you got the weight down here. I have a rubber band on here to hold on to that, otherwise that weight's flinging around everywhere. Yeah, basically, I'm gonna cast this out. The weight goes down to the bottom, and then there's about a foot or so of leader going from the weight to the little minnow. This is what we're doing today. We're throwing the drop shot. This is it. So let's go ahead and see if we can even get out there. This should be a fun adventure right off the get-go. Let's see if we can break through a couple 100 feet of ice here. Let's give it a go. Well, this is fun. Here goes nothing. Let's see. That ice it's thicker than I'd want for this, but well, hopefully we're deep enough. Let's get a little momentum, shall we? Come on now. We're almost halfway through. Get a big old running start this time. Here we go. Come on. Woohoo! Crazy. Made a nice little road through there. That was fun. Ah, it's so quiet now. All right. So I guess we kind of need to get as far away from that as possible, because that probably was the loudest thing any fish has ever heard before. They probably took their little fins over their ears and just shot off as far as they could. So this is the lake I came to last time. Once again, only one out on the lake. It is a Sunday. I think it's the Super Bowl's happening right now, so I don't know what time that starts, but I might not be watching it today, but I'm gonna go catch a big old football out here, that's for sure. So last time we came out, we had we took the fish finder around pretty much all the lake. I swear I really didn't find much. It was a barren wasteland out there. As for where to use this drop shot, to my best guess, I want to be somewhere between 15 to 20 feet deep. I do want to go try some of the deeper areas of the lake and just try holding that drop shot down there and just let it just sit down there. I do feel like kind of this area that I'm at right now, where it's saying 16 feet, and there's just a ton of, I'll show you what I'm seeing here. There's a ton of grass down underneath us. See these little pillars of stuff down there. You know, at 17 feet with a bunch of grass, I think that you probably couldn't find a better spot. So, you know, honestly, let's go ahead and just start right here. There is my drop shot setup here. Pull this little weight out of there. Show you what this is. This is it. This is the lure. That little, oh, that looks good. That little minnow likes to just kind of sit there. You can really, I don't know, I got a good feeling about it. I went with a 1/4 ounce weight because I thought that would be best in case I'm doing some deeper water stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of casting right back into this grassy area right now. We're gonna let that guy get down there and we'll see if we can catch a fish today. Not an expert at using this lure setup, but I know that I kind of keep a little bit of tension on the line. I can kind of move that little minnow around by doing so. I can hold him in place just by kind of holding a little bit of tautness on the line. You can add a little bit of shake to it. Honestly, I'm pretty excited to use this today. I have an unnecessary amount of hate for this lure. I really shouldn't. At the moment, I am burning up. It's been so cold the last few times I've come out, I didn't even consider trying to dress any lighter. But water temperature today, 41. That's quite a bit warmer than it was last time. Let's go and pull it up and just see what we're looking at. Make sure everything's looking the way it should. We'll give it another cast. Yep, that looks good. Got a little bit of grass on the weight. Came right off. I went with the fluke style bait just because it was a little bit smaller. I also brought some worms with me as well. I set up an entire little I have a tackle box dedicated towards drop shots now. This has been kind of my new favorite thing. So I got 2 styles of hooks on here. One that's more meant for these little worms. You guys can see that. And then I got the fluke style ones. I got a bunch of 1/4 ounce weights, or 1/4 ounce weights here, and some 3/16 ounce weights there. That's a pretty nice way to go about it if you want to learn a new setup. I went to Walmart. I picked a handful of things, hooks, weights, and a few different baits, and then you grab like a little $4 tackle box, throw all that stuff right in there, and then you got your own setup just for that. I am starting to accumulate quite a few tackle boxes though, so I think we should try fishing kind of this inside of the lake, and we'll work our way down to the spot where I saw those fish on the fish finder the other day. I think I rigged this up a lot better than I did in the past, so I'm not actually having a problem with it right now. Feels pretty good. God, that felt like a bite. That felt like something. Shoot. A tiny bit of grass on there. I think that might have just been all. Something tells me I'm supposed to cast this a little differently. I don't know. I watched a couple videos about it, but I don't know. Probably should have given it a little more time, but sometimes it's fun to come out and just figure it out on your own, you know. I looked up how to rig it up. Hopefully that's enough. They sell clips that attach onto your rod that you can use to hold on to these things, but I don't have one of those, so I rigged up a little rubber band, and honestly, I'm pretty pleased with it. Little tip for you. Slap a rubber band up there. Alright, let's make a move. We are going to head down this way a ways, kind of follow the bank a little bit, try to keep ourselves around the same depth. I like the idea around 17 feet, maybe 20. maybe more. We'll try it all today. But honestly, not bad. That's a good start. That went a lot smoother than the first time I used one before. Seeing a couple little bumps down there. Tough to say, you know, tough to say. How do you read into those? Gotta keep your eyes peeled. Alright, well, we're in 20 feet of water. I think I want to get to this point right here. There's a kind of a point, and points are a thing, right? I finally ordered the NRS boundary boots, by the way. You know, who knows? There's a lot of ifs about those shoes. There's a lot of kind of, they all around seem to be everyone's favorite shoe for wintertime kayak fishing. They're basically a boot. They're designed kind of like these. They come up to here. They're quite a bit thicker. The handle getting in the water without getting wet. There's some debate. Some people say that there's leak. Some people say that they're not fully waterproof. And some people say that the shoes are too narrow. I got 2 fish on the fish finder. You can see them both right there. This is, I'm at a view of 65 feet, so looks like maybe at about 20 feet off to my right is where those fish just were. So let's see if we can get a lure down there and catch one. I think that was probably a pretty solid cast. That should be right about where it was. I'll let that get down there. We're in a little bit deeper water. It's a little colder right here too. 38.9. It was 41.8 or something over there earlier. So following the warmer water is something to do. But all right, here we go. Let's give this a go. I think I'm seeing another fish over here too. We're gonna stop here and fish for just a little bit. I think I see another fish. That one's in the water column. Okay. Interesting. I think I see another one there too. I think we got a few fish on there that I'm seeing. Ooh, this is exciting. Let's freaking catch one, shall we? Badly I want to see that rod tip just freaking slam down. Reeling a big giant bass. I've been really sleeping on this lake my whole bass fishing career because I don't know why, but I just kind of didn't like it the first time I came here. But all of a sudden, I'm into it. I'll definitely throw a few casts in this spot just because I saw some fish. Yeah, those boots should be here in about 10 more days. I think they're going to arrive at the same time as that big old Huddleston lure that I mentioned in a previous video. So, that'll be fun. I'm excited to go through that. Excited to get a heavy rod too. I got room for one more combo back there, so. And I think at some point I'll probably trade out that, the ultralight. I think probably for another spinning rod. I think I want 2 medium light spinning rods. Yeah, 2 medium light spinning rods. I think I always want a wacky worm setup, and I think even though I have such a negative opinion on this lure, I think it'd be best to always have one setup. But a wacky worm has also always been just a solid lure for me. It's always done well. Alright, gonna take a break for a little bit. We're heading back to shore. We've been fishing for 2.5 hours. Not having any luck so far on the drop shot. Looks like it melted quite a bit too. This isn't nearly as thick as it was. Here we go. We're about to head back out. We're gonna make it happen. Still got some time. Gotta keep the morale up. Stay confident. Alright. Turn this thing around. Can't believe we have not done it. I threw this damn lure as a Hail Mary, hasn't been doing the magic that I was hoping it would. I was already hoping we had a few bass in the boat at this point. But so far, nothing. Alright. We're starting to lose daylight here. We've been fishing for 4.5 hours. Probably about, maybe 4 hours of fishing, if that. Mostly done with the drop shot. and kind of fished out deep a bunch, fished out shallow quite a bit now. Pretty much fished around the whole edge of the lake. I think we've gone all the way around just about a full 360 degrees here. Maybe if we get a little closer to where those big old grass line is, maybe that's the ticket, yeah? It's a barren wasteland right here. There's nothing. No spots, no dots, no... Oh, as soon as I said that, there's some spots and dots. Just about 50 feet to the left. Alright, we're seeing some stuff down there right now. That's good. Stuff is good. Stuff is always good. One of my favorite reasons for just throwing like 1 or 2 lures is the fact that like you always get that feeling where you're like, oh, I should switch it. I should put on a new lure. I should throw something else. I should throw something else. And that feeling as you're not catching things is just like overwhelming. You're just continuously like trying to rig up something else. You're spending so much time with no lure in the water. But this one is so nice because I'm like, oh, I want to switch it up, but instead I'm like, nope, just throw out another cast. Just keep throwing more casts. Still shocked we haven't caught anything though. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Where are all the fish at? Where are they? Someone said in a recent comment that March is just a few weeks away, and that's very exciting. Spring is coming. Late March. Technically, the groundhog said we get 6 more weeks of winter, and I don't know if he's ever been wrong before. So, just doing a nice slow retrieve. I don't know. Sure kind of felt like a bite, and that sure looks like a missing freaking minnow. We definitely need to call it a day, but let's go ahead and swap out one more, because if that just got ripped off by a big old bass, then we quite simply cannot leave yet. We're trying the shad colored one this time. Well, what do you think? Did we just get our lure ripped off by a big old bass? And if we did, are we going to have it happen again, but this time not have it ripped off of there? These lures are pretty stinky, so a fresh one might just be the ticket. It would definitely be a shame to find all the fish right at the very last second of the day, but it'd be a bigger shame to not find all the fish right at the end of the day. I remember a few months ago thinking, I want to keep winter fishing, and hearing that people would catch a huge old personal best. It happens to people all the time. It's not too late. We can still do it right now, today, on this cast. Oh my God. That was a bite. I think it was a trout for sure. I'm almost positive. I'll take a trout. Give me a trout. Alright, that was my last cast, so we're gonna call it after that. Dang, right at the end, getting bit a couple of times. That's rough. But it's super late. It's super cold. Have a long drive ahead of me still. Alright, we're just about back to the iceberg I gotta break through again. I'm excited to come back and see what those bites were. I'm thinking that one was a trout. Just kind of felt like it grabbed it and just kind of shook at it a little bit as a trout does. I'm gonna break through this iceberg and head on home. I thank you for watching. Even though I didn't catch anything, I will try harder next time. See you on the next video.